This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. Progressive Liberal Party Senator and PLP COVID-19 Task Force co-chair Dr. Michael Darville is out of hospital. Dr. Darville, in a statement yesterday giving an update on his recovery, says that he was discharged from hospital on Tuesday and is now completing his recovery at home. It was nearly 2 weeks ago that it was revealed that both Dr. Darville and the PLP's leader, Philip Davis, had tested positive for COVID-19. The senator expressed his thanks to the medical staff for the excellent health care he received while in hospital. He further thanked the many well-wishers and persons of goodwill across the country for their love, kind words of compassion, encouragement, and prayers. Dr. Darville, in his statement, is encouraging Bahamians to be vigilant in constantly sanitizing hands and frequently touch surfaces, wearing masks, and practicing physical distancing. The doctor says, where necessary, avoid crowds and large gatherings, as these simple acts represent half of the battle against the spread of COVID-19. Adjustments have been made to the class action lawsuit, now with 22 Bahamians who are suing the government over the state of emergency power orders. On Tuesday, August 11th, attorney Wayne Monroe, QC, revealed that there was a number of lawyers participating in the lawsuit, as Monroe's law firm filed a writ on behalf of 21 people. Since then, Mr. Monroe confirmed that the lawsuit is still taking place, but a few names on the plaintiff side have changed.
In Exuma, one of the we had excluded the wrong role, so we took out the one we should have taken out and inserted him. One of the persons from Portaski dropped out, and we replaced her with somebody from Awaki, and then an elderly man who needs the rehab on the beach insisted that he rejoin, and we then expanded the articles that we say were brief.
That suit seeks declarations that there was no state of emergency within the meaning of Article 29 of the Constitution in the Bahamas or on every island of the Bahamas at the time the proclamation was made by the Governor General or when the state of emergency was extended by Parliament. Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis and the Attorney General Carl Bethel are named as defendants. And those protesters arrested last week following the Prime Minister's sudden 7-day lockdown can rest easy as they won't be charged in court. This coming from attorney Wayne Monroe. He's one of 21 lawyers who were planning on representing the protesters in court.
We were able to locate everyone and they've signed except one person. I think it's Anton Archer, I believe. I could check with my juniors, and we're now trying to contact that person. And then once that person signs, and we also have to pay $500 because of damage to a patrol car with screen, then the matter would be concluded.
Mr. Monroe adds that the group of lawyers arrived at an agreement after meeting with the Commissioner of Police on the grounds that the protesters would also release the police from suing over their arrest. Scores of outraged residents here in the capital took to the streets on August 18th to protest with plans to march from Windsor Park to Bay Street. However, the protest ended quicker than it was organized. Since then, the opposition, along with the Democratic National Alliance, has urged the police force to release those protesters, adding that the people have suffered enough and should not be further punished for standing up for their constitutional rights. Bahamas Public Services Union President Kimsley Ferguson advises all workers in the public sector to properly protect themselves as they re-enter the workforce. This coming Monday, August 31st, the Prime Minister has given permission for most businesses to reopen with COVID-19 guidelines in place.
Actually, I was quite impressed, and as the Bahamian people and as we reopen the country, we're going to have to take responsibility ourselves to safeguard and ensure that we do our part in this fight against COVID-19. And so I want to commend the Prime Minister to some extent for making the bold step and taking that bold initiative to reopen the country.
Mr. Ferguson also adding this to his warning.
I want to encourage public servants in particular, as they move about their daily chores, to wear your mask, maintain social distancing, and to continue to wash your hands properly. And before you go home to your families, examine yourself to ensure that you're not carrying any extra baggage.
The BPSU president mentioned that Dr. Minnis noted that he plans to meet with unions, and Mr. Ferguson says that he hopes when those meetings take place, more of the union's concerns can be addressed, like the need for more personal protective equipment being given out to medical frontline staff. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.